The St. James Lady Tigers will start Alexis Uffman, a 5'5 freshman. Emily Perona goes 5'6. She's a senior. Corrine Ansel is a 5'5 freshman. The senior Kristen Hofstetter goes 5'9. And Brittany Harris-Conway, a 5'9 senior. Lost for maybe the year, for most of the year anyway, was M.J. Bushman, scoring 17 points a game, the 5'10 junior. Talked to her before the contest. Her doctor said she could be back in 10 weeks. That would be right at district time. The Potosi Lady Trojans will start Gina Davis, a 5'7 senior. Morgan Knott goes 5'9. She's a junior. Abby Beach is a 5'8 junior. Emily Gibson, a 5'9 junior. And Jordan Govro is a 5'9 junior. St. James in the white uniforms with the red numbers and letters and the black trim. Potosi in the purple with the white numbers and letters and the golden trim and the golden stripes down the side. The ball in the air and tapped immediately out of bounds. And so we'll take the basketball and give it over to St. James to start the game. St. James basketball, they'll put their point guard, Alexis Uffman, out there. Uffman in the back court receives the pass. And Uffman now dribbling it into the forecourt, sets up shop on that right wing, a backhanded bouncer, and a nice back-to-the-basket move by Harris-Conway. She takes it back out, and then the re-entry pass is batted around, and then finally pops back out to Uffman at the head of the circle. Uffman looking for a drive right of the lane, stops, bounces back to the head of the circle to Hofstetter. Hofstetter swings it to the left wing, Perona. Perona now looking for a little avenue to slip through, can't find one. Back to Anselm, and Anselm, 17-footer wouldn't go. Long rebound tapped out by Hofstetter. St. James remains control of the basketball. St. James ball, bounce pass down underneath Harris-Conway, turns to the goal, misses the shot, and the rebound ripped down by Govro. Govro immediately looks at this full court pressure by St. James, tries to pass it out of a pack, and now the ball turned over as Emily Gibson tried to pass it from the far side of the floor over to the near side, and it sails out of bounds and back over to St. James. St. James with an early substitute here. And in the ball game is Ashley Marlett, a 5'2 freshman. She brings over 4.5 points per game off the bench to this team. So a very nice bench player for this ball club. Alexis Uffman gets the inbound. 5'5 freshman in our title game. We'll see a freshman point guard as well for Central. Very impressive. And now deep in the paint, Harris-Conway gets stuck in a little traffic, sends it back out, and now the ball left side. Uffman hits the shot, and she's fouled. Alexis Uffman going to the free throw line. Good power move by the 5'5 freshman. And she's fouled by Jordan Govro. Govro's first personal of the game, and the first team foul whistled on either side. At the free throw line, Uffman trying to complete the conventional three-point play, does so. And Alexis has the first points, and it's a three-point play for Uffman and the St. James Lady Tigers. St. James, the number 1 seed in this tournament, lost by just a point to Central in the semis. 8-2 now on the year. Ball tapped around on the inbound and poked back out. Potosi works with it here. And Potosi waiting its way up the floor. Finally breaks the timeline. And now we've got a half-court set. Gina Davis running the point. Over to the right corner. That's Beach. Back out to Davis. Davis squares for three and cuts the cord. Gina Davis. A perfect three-point shot. Nothing but nylon for Gina. 7.5 points per game for her. And what a shot that was. Absolutely perfect. And now dueling threes. We come back the other way. And Marlett trips the trigger on a triple. She's got her third three-point make of the year. 6-3. And Lady Tigers leading Potosi Lady Trojans. Full court pressure continuing to be persistent for these St. James Lady Tigers. And they turn over Potosi, forcing a travel right there. Potosi with the basketball. Left of the bucket along the baseline. There's Uffman with it. The official gets ready to give her the ball. And now we're ready to go. Uffman looking for somebody, anybody, breaking free. Over to the left corner, plays to Marlett. Marlett just hit that three. And now a drive right of the lane by Hofstetter. Pulls up outside of the arc. Squares for an 8-footer. Wouldn't go. And a foul on the rebound. This one's whistled against Harris-Conway for the St. James Lady Tigers. Her first personal and the first team foul against St. James. 6-3 the score. And St. James leading Potosi. Potosi basketball. And the Trojans get it into Davis. Davis right back to the inbounder. That's to Gibson, and across the timeline they play it. Beach dribbling it across the timeline. Has it now between the circles. Left wing to Davis. Davis hit a three last time down the floor. Pretty shot. Over to the left wing now. Ball in the hands of Gibson. Gibson back to the head of the circle. And the right wing, Davis. Davis is outside of the arc. Davis back to the top of the key, Govro. Govro looking to pass. Potosi looking to pass more than to penetrate right now. But now here's a nice slice down the right side of the lane and a pretty hoop once again. That's Emily Gibson. Gibson averaging 11 points per game to lead this Potosi Lady Trojans team. She put up 18 in the opening round victory over South Iron. And a 6-5 ball game, the 1-point lead for St. James. Out of the left wing, there's Uffman with the basketball. Just inside of the arc, a 19-footer by Brittany Harris-Conway. Harris-Conway shooting 64% on the year. You can see why right there. Very good jumper from the 18-foot mark. And now Potosi breaks this pressure with some nifty passing. Govro gets it on the other end, and she's got a layup. Great passing. Great zigzag passing by those Potosi Lady Trojans right there. 8-7 lead for St. James. St. James basketball. Well, that was the first foul on Morgan Knott for Potosi. 2 team fouls on these Lady Trojans. A bouncer to that left low block and an up and under move that time. Harris-Conway missed it, grabs the board, couldn't hit the tap try. And then the rebound taken down by Potosi, then slapped out of her hands by Harris-Conway, and ball stay with Potosi. St. James will run Annie Disselkamp in the game. Disselkamp, a 5'10 sophomore. Full court pressure, and it's stolen once again. That was Uffman that picked it off. Uffman with a bounce pass up ahead to Marlett. Marla has the ball tapped away from her and out of bounds. Morgan Knox got a piece of it. And out of bounds, St. James will have it back. Allie Keene, 5'4 sophomore, entering the ball game. This will be her first opportunity here in this third place game. 8-7 the lead for St. James. The inbounds pass made to Keene, fresh into the ball game. And now Marlett drives left side of the lane, takes it all the way through. Couldn't hit the runner, but the rebound by Disselkamp. She's fouled on the stick back try. 8-7 lead for these Lady Tigers from St. James. And at the free throw line, Disselkamp. Disselkamp has made 3 of 9 free throws this year. You can do the math from there. 5'10 sophomore. Disselkamp bends the knees, flips the right wrist. Oh, just off the front edge of the iron. Wouldn't go. Potosi will bring in Lindsay Portell. Portell, the 5'7 senior. Averages 5.5 a game off the bench. She's the leading bench scorer for this Lady Trojans team. And then the second free throws off the back of the iron. Disselkamp missed them both. Diving in for the rebound, Keene tapped it out. And Potosi has it 84 feet away from the buckets. St. James in that full court pressure. 1-2-2. A near steal, but a nice job by Beach to secure it. She floats it up ahead into the hands of Knott. Knott looked like she was going to have a layup, but then lost it. And they'll back it on out. St. James steals it. And there's a quick steal by Potosi. Right back again. Gibson saves the possession for the Trojans. Lady Trojans swinging around the right side. That's Portell outside of the arc. Now to the head of the circle, Beach. Beach looking underneath. Nobody home. Swing it down the right side of the lane. Outside of the arc, that's Knott. And bounces it back up to Gibson, top of the key. Gibson plays to Portell on the left wing. And now they work to the right wing. Drive down to the right baseline. Megan Osbar is in the ball game for the first time. They'll go up to the top of the key. Three-pointer missed by Portell, and St. James clears the rebound. St. James trying to push it, but the transition defense by Potosi gets back in good shape to thwart the fast break attempts. St. James basketball. Swing it to the right side. That's Keene. All the subs for Brad Conway have come in and just ready to play. One of them's right there. That's Ashley Marlett. Marlett hands it off. Now they'll weave it back to the right wing. Keene outside of the arc. Skip a pass over back to the left side. Marlett now to the head of the circle and a drive down the right side of the lane. And Hofstetter gets it to go. Kristen Hofstetter gets her first bucket. And she's eclipsed her season's average. Averages 1.8 points per game. And she's got a deuce right there. It's a 10-7 lead in favor of St. James. Little trap across that timeline. And the ball tapped out. Potosi will retain possession. Gina Davis checks back in. Davis, 5'7 senior, averaging 7.5 points a game. She'll run the point. 3:05 remaining here in this first frame. Thanks for joining us today on KREI. We'll have our next 3 games on J98, online at MyMoInfo.com, and also the video of this game online at KREI and J98 Web TV. Potosi basketball, they trail it by just 3. It feels like St. James has outplayed them by quite a bit in this game, but it's a one-possession ball game, and now a turnover by the Lady Trojans. Just lost it off the hip and out of bounds. Checking out for St. James, Kristen Hofstetter. And in for her, Allison McDowell. First time we've seen Allison McDowell today, a 5'8 freshman. St. James basketball. Bouncer right of the lane. Marlot's outside of the arc. Three-pointer won't go. Long rebound tracked down in the deep right corner by Gina Davis. Gina turns on the Jets. Fires it up the floor to Knott. Knott at the left baseline. Kick it back outside and swing it to the right wing. Osbar doesn't want the three. Back to the head of the circle. That's Gibson. Gibson slashes through. Throws it hard off the window. Battle for the rebound won by St. James. St. James is on the run. Marlott has it. But once again, that Potosi transition defense does a fine job. Here's Uffman left wing. Bouncer to the head of the circle. Keene tries the long two-point shot. Missed it. Rebound tapped outside. Tracked down by Portell. Portell fouled on the far sideline as St. James continues to try to press and trap the entire way. Let's thank our sponsors as we move along as well. We'd like to thank Sun Loan Company and Nash Realty, Vicki Crocker, also Dunlap Automotive, Goggins Drilling, Ozark Modern Insulation, Flat River Building Supply, Leadbelt Pump and Supply, Williams and Seacrest, and SEMO Behavioral Health, all of Park Hills. We step aside for just a moment, and we're back in a half a minute right here on Super Talk 800 KREI.
Leadbelt Pump and Supply has been serving St. Francis and the surrounding counties for several decades. Leadbelt Pump and Supply can provide you with free estimates on well drilling and pump installation today. In addition, they also do repairs and service work, and they provide trenching and electric services. For your entire pump supply needs and more, stop in Leadbelt Pump and Supply on East Elvin Street in Park Hills or call 431-2476.
10-7 ball game right now as St. James leads Potosi. It's the third place game on the girls' side of this Bob Seacrest Jr. Invitational Christmas Tournament at Central High School. Been here all week and been a fun week of basketball. St. James works with it right of the lane. Disselkamp fires up one from outside of the lane. Missed the shot. Long rebound, though, comes right back down to St. James. And Uffman tries to follow it up down the right side of the lane. Couldn't get it to go, but she is fouled and will head to the free throw line. Whistle going on Morgan Knott. Second personal on Morgan. And Uffman goes to the free throw line. A 71% shooter on the year. She opened the scoring in this game with a three-point play, so she's 1 for 1 from the line. Puts it in the right hand and splits those strings cleanly. 4 points for Uffman. And it's a 4-point lead for St. James, 11-7. Uffman back to the stripe. She's got a 4.7 average on the year, so she could eclipse that if she makes this free throw. Throws it up once again with that right hand. She's got above her season's average now. 5 points for Uffman, and it's the largest lead of the game for St. James. 5 points, 12-7 ball game. Full court pressure by St. James, broken by Potosi. Potosi tries to fire a long pass from that volleyball line out between the circles all the way down to the right baseline. The ball deflected and out of bounds. St. James touched it last. Potosi basketball right of the bucket along the baseline. That's Osbar to throw it in. Osbar having trouble finding a teammate, finally does. Gets it into Portell. Portell swinging it over to the left wing. Gibson squares for three and missed it badly over the top of everything, but then on the backside, McDowell couldn't handle the rebound and loses that one out of bounds. So Potosi going to try this thing all again. Right of the bucket, along the baseline, inbound play. Here we go. A little bit easier to get it in this time. That's to Govro. Head of the circle, that's Portell. Kick it back down to the right corner. Osbar looks for a drive. And we're going to do this thing again for the third time. Potosi going to put it in play right of the bucket along that baseline. Potosi lobs it in. Osbar looking for Govro. Finds her. Govro lost it. Rebound got by Gibson. Put it in, and she's fouled. Emily Gibson with a tough play right there. An 11-point average for her on the year. She's hit an 18-footer and then a good power move underneath for her 4 points. And she goes to the free throw line trying to complete a 3-point play as the foul goes against McDowell. So at the line, this is Gibson. Pounds it on the hardwood, puts it in the right hand, and heaves it upward. Missed it, rattled it in and out. Gibson couldn't get it to go, but she does chop that lead down to 3 points, 12-9. Stood at 5, largest of the game, just a few moments ago. Potosi getting in the passing lane now, and the ball tapped out by Beach. Near sideline, St. James has it. Right at about midcourt. Stepping out to throw it in is Marlott. Marlott finds Uffman. 50 seconds to play in the first frame. 12-9 the score. Bouncing it on the hardwood, that's Uffman. Bouncing it over to the left wing to Keene. Keene's outside of the arc. Seems like Potosi's defense has picked up the pressure just a little bit here. McDowell covered up right of the lane outside of the arc. Back to Uffman, swing it to the left side. Marlett tries a three. Got it! Ashley Marlett with 2 threes off the bench. Bang, bang for her. Marlett with 2 threes on the season coming into this game, and she's got 2 in the first quarter of this one. Pressure broken. Gibson slashes to the middle of that lane. Couldn't lay it up and in. Rebound taken down by St. James. And the Lady Tigers have the ball in a 6-point lead, 15-9, with 8 seconds remaining in the first frame. They play it to the left corner. Now to Uffman on the left wing, and forces up a covered-up 17-footer. It won't go when we've come to the end of the first quarter of play, and St. James will go there with a 6-point advantage. 15-9. St. James leads Potosi for third place at this Bob Seacrest Jr. Invitational. We'll tell you more on the other side of this 1-minute timeout right here on Super Talk 800 KREI.
Vicki Crocker at Nash Realty in Park Hills is a proud sponsor of the community she serves. When you're ready to buy or sell your home or business, give Vicki Crocker a call at 573-747-8099. Vicki can provide you the most up-to-date listing on the market. Appraisal services are also available, so when you're ready, Vicki Crocker will do the running for you. Call Vicki Crocker at Nash Realty today, 573-747-8099, 573-747-8099. Wholesome U.S. Incorporated in Bloomsdale is a proud supporter of the community. Wholesome U.S. Incorporated in Bloomsdale encourages everyone to participate in community events. An active community is a strong community. Wholesome U.S. Incorporated in Bloomsdale takes this time to wish you and yours a very happy holiday season. It is their sincere wish that the new year brings you health and happiness. This message brought to you by your friends at Wholesome U.S. Incorporated in Bloomsdale.
We'd like to thank Rosie's Posies from St. Genevieve, Holcomb U.S. Incorporated out of Bloomsdale, also Bank of Bloomsdale, and from St. Genevieve, Creative Touch Awards and Gifts, Deb Says So, and State Representative Joe Fowler. We start our second quarter of play, and Potosi quickly attacks the right low block and quickly is fouled, so Lindsay Portell goes to the free throw line. Foul goes on Alexis Uffman, her first. 4 team fouls whistled on Potosi, 3 on St. James now. Portell at the free throw line, looking for her first points of the afternoon. Can't do it. So she's got another chance at it. 2-shot foul. They called that one on the shot. Portell averaging 5.5 points per game off the bench. Portell puts that right foot in front of the left, puts it in that right hand, and throws it up once again. Perfect this time. And Portell's on the board. That's her first point. 15-10. And it's a 5-point advantage for St. James with the basketball. St. James works it to the right wing. That's Allie Keene. She's outside of the arc, guarded tightly right there by Audrey Chazelle in the ballgame for the first time. Chazelle, a 5'6" junior for Potosi. Swing it to the right wing. Marlott has it. Marlott dribbles it over to the free throw line and bounces to Chazelle. Out of the left wing. That was McDonald. I beg your pardon. Left wing, Uffman. Uffman's got it. In between the circles. A bouncer now to the right wing. Marla has it to the head of the circle. Keene. Keene just inside of the arc. Wanted to snap off a 17-footer, then thought better of it. Good dribble weaved. Back to the top of the key to Uffman. And over to the right wing. Keene drains the 3-point shot. Marla has hit 2 triples off the bench. Now Keene comes off the bench to dribble and then drill a 3. So 3 3-point shots off the bench. And the bench scoring equaling the starting scoring for St. James here in this first half. And at 18-10, it's the largest lead of the game for St. James. It comes at the 6:40 mark of this second quarter. To the right wing, Potosi now works with it. Portell bounces it to Gina Davis at the head of the circle. Davis swings it back to the right side. That's Gibson. Gibson pump fake, looks for a drive, but cut off by some good defense by Marlett. And now swings it back to the head of the circle. That's to Chazelle. Chazelle over to the left side. Outside of the arc, that's Davis. Davis tried to penetrate, but that was slapped away from her. And Marlott dribbling in the backcourt. She's guarded back there by Davis. Now brings it across the half-court stripe and tried to lob it over 2 different defenders, and then that thing sailed out of bounds. St. James with some substitutions here. Harris Conway checks in. Hofstetter also on the floor for St. James. And Ansel. Marlett will stay on the floor along with Uffman. So those are the 5 for the Lady Tigers. Potosi lobs it over the first wave of pressure. Beach has it on that left wing. Now to the head of the circle for Gibson to the right side. Chazelle and Shazam. She knocks through the three. 3 points for Audrey Chazelle. All the 3-point shots coming courtesy of the benches in this one. And an 8-point lead is trimmed down to 5. 5:45 remaining in the first half. We'll break down the brackets and tell you how this tournament has gone so far and look ahead to our 3 other games that we'll broadcast tonight coming up at the half. Left side, Keene's got it outside of the arc for St. James. Bounces to Anselm. Anselm still on that wing, just a little bit further up. Not much separation between those two. Running 4 out and 1 in right now against this man-to-man pressure. Over to the right corner. Ball in the hands of Harris Conway. And out of the head of the circle to Hofstetter. Hofstetter swings to the right wing. There's Marlett outside of the arc. And still, it's 4 out, 1 in. Anselm, the only one down on the post right now. 5 minutes, 10 seconds remaining in the first half. 18-13. St. James by 5 points with the basketball. They enter it to Harris Conway. Good move by her. Couldn't finish. Has the rebound. Stick back won't go, but she is fouled. It was Govro that reached over the top to try to block that shot. Govro was behind her. And that's her second personal. So at the free throw line, Brittany Harris Conway. So it'll be her first free throw attempt of the game. Scored 17 in that semifinal loss against Central. Over 40% of her team's output. So Harris Conway drills the first free throw. And she has 3 so far in this one. Makes it a 6-point ball game. 19-13 the score. Harris Conway back to the stripe. Here's the second, and she's got it to go. 4 points for Brittany Harris Conway, 5'9" senior, averaging almost 19 points a game. She's at 18.8. Tremendous talent for the St. James team, and the St. James pressure continuing to wear on Potosi. Potosi traveled near the half-court stripe there, and St. James has it back. Largest lead for St. James has been 8. Came just a few moments ago at 18-10. They lead it by 7 right now, 20-13, so could establish a new high water mark on this possession. Bouncer to the right wing. Anselm looks for the drive, but the ball is stolen away from her. Loose ball taken by Osbar. Osbar up the floor, and that pass tried to be threaded into a tight spot. Hofstetter, though, came over the top and fouled. Abby Beach, the one tumbling to the ground. 4:43 remaining in the first half. 20-13, a 7-point advantage for St. James. Potosi, though, has the basketball. Osbar right of the bucket along that baseline. Finds that secondary opportunity and plays it in to Gibson. Emily's turnaround jumper won't go. She grabbed the rebound but went over the back. That's Gibson's first personal. 20-13, 7-point lead for Potosi. Potosi 7-4. Both of these ball clubs putting together nice early seasons. 8-2 for St. James. And swing it to the right wing for St. James right there. Emily Perona looks to enter it. That's to Harris Conway, but the ball tapped away by Potosi. Pretty good help side defense by Potosi right there. Gibson comes up the floor, picks it up, swings it to the right wing. Portell drives it down to the right baseline, pulls up from 16, and sticks it in. Lindsay Portell with her first field goal. She's 1 for 2 from the line, so has 3 in the game. 4:05 remaining in this first half, and now they enter it along that baseline to Harris Conway, and she just powers it in. 6 points for Brittany Harris Conway. Under 4 to play in this second quarter as Potosi lobs it to half court to break the pressure, but then quickly stolen by Uffman. Uffman crossover dribble gets to the middle of the lane, now to the right side, and hammered on her way to the bucket. Gibson might have been clean with just a little bit of the basketball, but got her with the body pretty solid. Gibson has her second personal foul, and to the free throw line goes Alexis Uffman. Uffman, a 5'5" freshman. Done a nice job at the line. She's 3 for 3 and a 71% marksman on the year from the free throw stripe. Bends the knees, flips the wrist, and cuts the cord. 6 points for Alexis Uffman. We'd like to thank the Potosi R3 schools, Polite Ready Mix, and Barb's Bridal and Tuxedos, all of Potosi, for sponsoring our coverage of our third place and championship game tonight on the girls' side. Uffman back to the stripe, and she shot this one just a little bit long. So made 4 of them and missed her 5th. 23-15, it's an 8-point advantage for St. James, and this match is the largest of the game for St. James. Right side, a runner wouldn't fall for Portell, and St. James is going to run it back the other way. Uffman bounces it to the head of the circle. Harris Conway eyed the triple and then said maybe not. Bouncer to the right wing, Perona. Perona swings it, 2 passes. Uffman now will return it back to the head of the circle with a dribble. Bounces it over to that left wing outside of the arc. Marlett now to the head of the circle. Hofstetter drives, kicks to the right baseline. Uffman drives it to the right elbow. Throws a nifty bounce pass to the left wing. That's to Marlett. And now back to the right elbow. Harris Conway drives, goes to the left hand, couldn't hit it. And then on the deck, the rebound scrapped right there by Portell. Tremendous job by her, and stayed on her knees so she wouldn't travel. And then passed it to a teammate. That's a terrific rebound. They swing it down the right sideline to Chazelle, and then back between the circles to Davis. Davis dribbling right wing, well outside of the arc. Blows by Harris Conway, but then sees a help side defender and forced to throw it to Portell on the left wing. Portell from the left elbow, jumper up, clanks off the iron. Harris Conway grabs the rebound. Fires to Uffman. Harris Conway, the trailer, grabs it at the head of the circle. A little give and go, slides down the left side of the lane, couldn't find her there. Back out, Uffman tries a triple, and it rattles in and out. Lindsey Portell high for the rebound. Portell's done a nice job rebounding the basketball in this one. 2 minutes and 10 seconds left to play in our first half, 23-15. And St. James was leading by that margin, but a nifty turnaround jumper by Morgan Knott, and trims the lead down to 6. So St. James has been ahead nearly the entire way in this first half, but they've not really been able to put Potosi in their rear view mirror. Potosi is hung tough here. And now a jumper by Uffman, missed, 3-point chance, and a rebound taken by Potosi. Potosi has not allowed St. James to do a whole lot in the way of second chance opportunities. That's one of the reasons they've been able to hang around here. But then they throw it out of bounds. Too many turnovers by these Potosi Lady Trojans. And that's another one. 1:43 left to play in this first half. 23-17. It's a 6-point advantage for St. James. And they've got the basketball. Uffman glides across the timeline, bounces it to Keene. Keene on the right wing. Keeps that pivot foot down. Does a nice job with that. Hofstetter now throws a pass down underneath to Harris Conway, who spins and powers it through. Points number 7 and 8 for her. And 25-17 matches the largest lead of the game once again for St. James. A tie-up right in the middle of that lane that time, and the alternate possession awards the basketball to St. James. Timeout on the floor. We'll take it with them. 25-17, an 8-point lead for St. James. And the Lady Tigers have the basketball. 1:17 remaining in the first half. I'll tell you more on the other side of this 30-second timeout on Super Talk 800 KREI.
Flat River Building Center, where the pros go.
When bad weather hits, you want to be ready. Flat River Building Center has everything you need, from rock salt and zero melt to shovels, heat tapes, and electric kerosene and natural gas heaters. Flat River Building Center has everything you need to combat the bad weather. Go where the pros go. Flat River Building Center. They're down from Turner Chevrolet in Park Hills.
Thank you for joining us this afternoon right here on Super Talk 800 KREI and at MyMoInfo.com. And if you're watching online, well, thanks for doing that. Here's a quick rip and run, and Potosi had it for a layup attempt as Gina Davis trying to turn some great defense into some instant offense, but has the ball slapped away from her as she went in for the layup chance on the right side of that lane. Emily Gibson rested for just a moment and quickly back in for Osbar. 65 seconds on this second quarter clock. 25-17 the score. And St. James leads it. Potosi with a nice inbound play, though, and Morgan not worked free. Just to the left side of the lane, knocked through the 6-footer. 25-19, the lead back to 6 for St. James, and we're under a minute to go in the first half. Alexis Uffman, a little touch foul that time. Gina Davis got kind of caught with her hand in the cookie jar that time. She just reached, tried to back out, was too late. Emily Gibson doing the offense for defense thing. She's got the two personals, and so she checks out, and Perona checks in. 50 seconds remaining in the first half. Breaking down the bracket at halftime. Break down the scoring as well, and we'll look ahead to some of the other games that we'll have for you coming up today as well. The girls' championship, and then the boys' third place and championship game as well. Uffman cuts the cords on the free throw. 7 points for Uffman. Uffman looking to tie Harris Conway for game-high honors. All right, here's Uffman back to the stripe. bends the knees, flips the wrist, and cuts the cords. 8 points for Alexis Uppman, and she and Harris Conway with 8 points apiece. The lead back to 8, 27-19. 45 seconds remaining in this first half. Potosi breaks the timeline. Gina Davis throws it down to that left corner into the hands of Beach. Back to Davis, head of the circle. Eyed the triple, turned it down, drove in, stops, fires. Shot wouldn't go, but then she taps the rebound out to her teammate Osbar, right wing. And that's Chazelle. Bang, bang for Audrey Chazelle. 2 3-pointers for her, and the margin now just 5 at 27-22. 20 seconds remaining in this first half. And for Potosi, they could go in down just 5 if they could come up with one good defensive stop right here. Can they do it? I don't know. Right side, Uffman drives. I thought she walked. No call. 6 seconds to go. 5. Potosi now has it into the backcourt. Quickly stolen. And now St. James with the final shot of the first half will not go. And we have come to our halftime break. St. James leads it, but Potosi hanging in. It's St. James 27, Potosi 22. 27-22, the halftime score as we come back for the second half now, right here on Super Talk 800 KREI. Potosi down 8. Well, they're down 5 right now. And they cut that lead all the way down to 2 as Audrey Chazelle hits another 3-point shot. 9 points for Audrey Chazelle. She has been a gunner out there in this one. What a shooter. And 27-25 as Chazelle lights one up to start this third quarter of play. It just felt like St. James had outplayed Potosi by quite a bit in the first half, but Potosi just kept scrapping, making big plays, and rebounding really pretty good as well. No second chance opportunities for St. James in this one. St. James basketball. Work it down to that right corner on the give and go and throw it up and in by Brittany Harris-Conway. Harris-Conway has 10 now, and 29-25 is the score in favor of St. James. Gibson fumbled with it a little bit, but then regained it. Shot up, but from 5 wouldn't go. Harris-Conway grabs a hold of the rebound and turns it over to Uffman. Uffman, a freshman point guard, but she seems to run this thing with quite a bit of confidence. The left wing, Keene outside of the arc, missed that shot. And the backside rebound taken down by Chazelle. Chazelle hands it off to Davis. Gina Davis at half court, throws it down to the right baseline to Govro. Govro now swinging it right back up to the head of the circle, and now they find Chazelle on the left wing. Chazelle to Davis, top of the key. Davis backs it out, bounces it to Beach. The give and go. It's Davis once again, but then retreats and then works it further back out to Beach. Back over to Davis. Triple in the air. Got it. And it's a 1-point game. Gina Davis has 2 threes. Audrey Chazelle with 3 threes. And now 29-28, a lead that was 8 points, is sliced to just 1. 6 minutes remaining in the third frame. St. James basketball. Allie Keene trying to come back with a 3 of her own. Can't do it. Rebound taken down by Beach. Beach pushing it into the forecourt. Quickly double team. Bounces to Gibson now. Gibson drives it, bounces it. And that's to Govro. And the lead now to the Potosi Trojans. 30-29. Potosi leads. Great 3-point shooting, and this time they broke that pressure with tremendous passing. And 30-29. The lead for Potosi. And St. James coach Brett Conway says, we've got to get this figured out. So a timeout on the floor. 30-29, Potosi on top. 5:29 remaining in the third. We'll tell you more on the other side of this 30-second pause on Super Talk 800 KREI. State Representative Joe Fowler would like to wish the Valley Catholic Warriors and the St. Genevieve Dragons good luck in the Central Christmas Tournament. You're hard-working teams and have shown your skills many times. The boys and girls of the Valley Catholic Warriors and St. Genevieve Dragons have the determination and endurance to make things happen both on and off the court. Good luck in the Central Christmas Tournament. This message brought to you by State Representative Joe Fowler. St. James comes back out of the timeout immediately, attacks the lane, and the shot missed by Hofstetter, but on the backside, Harris Conway had the rebound and puts it up and through, and that temporarily stops a great run by Potosi. It was an 11-2 push to take the lead. St. James has the lead back now at the 4:43 mark of this third quarter. St. James with the basketball, 31-30. Lady Tigers leading it. Bounce pass out to Uffman. Uffman plays to the left elbow now. Harris Conway misses the jumper, and the rebound taken down by Gibson. Gibson in the backcourt, double teamed. Floats it over the top of the double team to Gina Davis. Davis now into the forecourt. Finds Beach. Beach looking for a cross key cut to Chazelle. And can't find it there. It's tapped out off of St. James. Checking in for Potosi, Morgan Knott. Karina Anslem. Ashley Marlett. Alexis Uffman on the floor for St. James. Kristen Hofstetter and Harris Conway are all rounded out. 31-30. The lead for St. James. Potosi looking to scrap it back. Ball tapped out of bounds once again off of St. James. St. James has made some deflections, turnovers, but it's been the rebounding and shooting of Potosi. And now in the deep left corner, here's a three. Nothing but nylon for Gina Davis. 9 points for Gina, and between she and Chazelle, 6 threes total. 33-31. Potosi back on top of the 4-minute mark of this third quarter. Ball deflected by Davis, regained by Uffman for St. James. Potosi running a 3-2 defense here. Over to the right wing, Uffman. Uffman back to the head of the circle. That's to Anselm. Anselm has it. Looking in the paint, covered up well, and swings it over the left wing, Marlett. Marlett with a long two-pointer. Just had her toe on the arc. She's already hit 2 threes in this game. And she knots the score at 33 all with the long 2-point try there. Potosi breaks the pressure, throw it over the top of the double team. Govro has it in the forecourt. And now they swing it to the left side, another 3-pointer. And Chazelle cannot connect this time. Backside rebound. Hustled out of there by Marlett. Marta between the circles to Conway. Harris Conway. Now to Uffman. Harris Conway's got it in the deep left corner. Quick trigger on the 3. Missed it. It slides off the back of the iron. And then it's tracked down and saved back in by Anselm, but saves it to Potosi. So Potosi pushes it up the floor, and they turn it back over as Uffman steals it at the free throw line. Uffman driving it 2-on-2. Bouncer to the right corner. Into the hands of Marlett. Marlett to the head of the circle to Hofstetter. Back to Marlett, just inside of the arc. Missed the jumper this time. Long rebound, Gibson. 1-on-1. Right side layup. And she's got it to go. Emily Gibson with 6 points and puts Potosi back on top by 2. It's Potosi 35, St. James 33. Tell you more in 1 minute right here on Super Talk 800 KREI.
Iron County Sheriff Roger Medley and the Iron County Sheriff's Department would like to invite everyone out to the Central Christmas Basketball Tournament. Sheriff Medley encourages each player to play hard and have some fun. Be proud of your accomplishments and keep up the good work. Keep your eye on the ball and your head in the game. Iron County Sheriff Roger Medley and the Iron County Sheriff's Department are proud of all the young athletes and wish them well during the Central Christmas Basketball Tournament.
The Bank of Bloomsdale offers fixed-rate home loans that are actually serviced in our area. As well as being locally serviced, their rates are very competitive. Stop by one of their local offices to discuss your loan request with an experienced lender. No more letters telling you to send your payments out of state. The Bank of Bloomsdale, with locations in Bloomsdale, Crystal City, St. Genevieve, and inside the Country Mart in St. Genevieve. Locally owned, big enough to serve you, but small enough to know you. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
3, Potosi leading here. St. James led by 8 points 3 times in the first half. But Potosi kept on coming. And in large part, the strength of the 3-point shot by Potosi got them back in it and over the top. Audrey Chazelle, Gina Davis with 3 threes apiece, 35-33. Potosi by a pair right here. St. James basketball. Alexis Uffman running that point. There's Marlett back to Uffman. Uffman bounces it to the right wing, Anselm. Now, certainly we should mention the injury of M.J. Bushman, 5'10 junior, averaging 17.5 points a game, tore her meniscus 3 games ago. She played in the first 8 games and now might be lost for the season. She said the doctor told her 10 weeks. which would be right about toward the end of the season. A three-pointer by Ashley Marlett. She's got 3 of those in this ball game. 11 points for Marlett. And now the lead right back to St. James. We go back and forth in this ball game. A steal. We're headed the other way. Great steal that time by Anselm. But the transition defense from Potosi gets back once again. And St. James being forced to work with it in the half court. Uffman to the left wing. Marlett just hit the 3. Back to Uffman over to the right side. Anselm. And return it to Uffman, head of the circle. Bouncer to Anselm over to the right corner. Marlett would love to squeeze open for another 3-point shot at the free throw line. This is Anselm. 15-footer rattles in and out. There for the rebound, Knotts for Potosi. 2 quick double teams in the backcourt. Now the ball's on the deck, and diving after it is Anselm. And now a whistle. And the official will award the basketball to St. James. Over on the far sideline, Anselm to put it in play. She's got Uffman there behind the half-court stripe, finds her. St. James working it right to left as we look at and describe the action to you in this one. And as Jack Sadler takes our moving pictures of the action here today. Thanks for joining us online and watching the game at mymoinfo.com and KREI or J98 Web TV. Under a minute to play in this third frame. 36-35. St. James by a point with the basketball. Uffman squares for 3. Ring it up! Alexis Uffman. 11 points for her. That's her first 3-point make of the game, and it's a 4-point contest. 39-35. St. James leads it here. Potosi quickly down the floor. The ball quickly stolen. The pass to the underneath, stolen away by Harris Conway. Harris Conway up the floor. Uffman. And a timeout now by No, not a timeout. I beg your pardon. A foul. That whistle goes against Audrey Chazelle. Her first personal. And over to the far sideline, St. James to put it in play for Marlott. Uffman just hit that 3. She's made it a 4-point spread. Uffman with 11. Harris Conway has 12 for St. James to lead the Lady Tigers. And now right at the free throw line, Anselm has her dribble drive cut off. Has to play it back outside to Marlett with 18 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Marlett swings it to the right wing. Anselm. Bouncer down underneath now. Harris Conway turns, fires, couldn't hit it. 9 seconds to go. Potosi with the backside rebound. That's Gibson with 6, with 5. Gibson across the timeline to the free throw line. Pitches it to the right wing with Beach with 2, with 1. The shot up, missing. Rebound. Stick back. Will it count? Yes, ma'am. Potosi rebound not and put it right through at the buzzer. We've got a 2-point game headed to the fourth. It's St. James 39, Potosi 37. Your fourth quarter. On the other side of this 1-minute timeout on Super Talk 800 KREI.
Backwoods Barbecue, located in the old Conoco building in Cherokee Pass, offers award-winning meats. From barbecue and smoked meats like ribs, chicken, and pork steaks, dine in or carry out. Order your smoked ham or turkey for the holidays. Bring your own or they'll smoke one for you. Plus, have your party catered or reserve tables for a small gathering. Call Backwoods Barbecue in Cherokee Pass. Open Wednesday through Saturday, 11 to 8, Sunday, 11 to 3. 573-783-3988.
Quality Transportation, providing medical transportation since 2006 for St. Francis, Hired, Madison, Washington, and Reynolds counties. When you need to see the doctor, let Quality Transportation be your wheels. The last thing you need to worry about is getting to your appointment. Call Brad Jackson at 573-315-1133, or to set up transportation, call 1-866-269-5927 and request Quality Transportation. Quality Transportation, providing medical transportation since 2006, 1-866-269-5927.
Well, we've already had 3 overtime sessions. One game went overtime, another one went double overtime. We could be set up for a little bit of that in this one. Back cut by Gibson for Potosi as the Lady Trojans have the basketball to start this fourth quarter of play, but the ball's on the deck, tied up, and the alternate possession gives it right back to the Lady Tigers. Let's thank a few sponsors as we move along. Iron County Sheriff Roger Medley, Jostin's Graduation Products of Ironton as well, Quality Transportation of Pilot Knob, and Ruther Ford from Herculaneum. Quickly down the floor, St. James gets the basketball deep to Harris Conway. Her shot, though, blocked. Great job by Gibson, blocking the shot and then grabbing it to secure the possession for Potosi. A pass zipped down the middle of the lane and in and out of the hands of Jordan Govro. St. James works with it the other way. Uffman now. Uffman's got it. Uffman down to that left corner. And now we'll return it back to the head of the circle. Ashley Marlett. Marlett bounces it back to Uffman. Uffman left of the lane, bounces it down underneath, and a nice reverse layup by Brittany Harris-Conway. 5'9" senior's got 14. She's nearing her season's average of nearly 19 on the year. 41-37. It's a 4-point game in favor of St. James. Here comes Potosi back again. Govro slices down the middle of the lane and banks one in from straight on. Uffman throws it off the ankles of a purple shirt now, and St. James will have it on the far sideline. Allie Keene checks in. Our next game on the way, the boys' third-place game. I think it's going to be a great one. Perryville and Crystal City. And then we'll have the girls' championship, Central and St. Genevieve. And the boys' title game, DeSoto and Farmington. All those games on the way on our affiliates, J98 The Boot. 41-39. It's a 2-point advantage for St. James. Marlett lost it off of her left foot, but then regained it and hands it over to Uffman. Uffman picks the dribble up between the circles and bounces it right back to Marlett. Marlett on the right wing extended. Drives to the free throw line just inside of it now. Picks the ball up at 10 feet out. Bounces to Keene. Keene over to the left wing. Back to Uffman. Good look underneath. Harris-Conway turns, fires, and scores it. Tough shot by Harris-Conway. She's got 16 points, and she's pushed the lead to 4. 43-39. St. James on top. And we're at the 6:10 mark of this fourth frame. No matter what St. James has done, though, Potosi just keeps on coming. They make huge shots. They get big rebounds. And the other thing they've done, turn the ball over. And that's what they did right there. That pass too high and too strong. 43-39. Full court pressure by Potosi. They've done a little bit of spot pressing. St. James has been more consistent with their full court press, doing it most of the night. Crossing the timeline there, that's Marlett. Marlett loops a pass to Hofstetter. Now coming back to grab a hold is the freshman Uffman running the point. To the right wing, Marla, another freshman. A pretty young ball club. Left wing, Uffman had the three available for just an instant. Probably thought better of it. Now they go to the right wing, and the triple drop through by Allie Keene. Keene's got her second three-point make of the game. And now quickly the other way, a layup tried by Potosi, and a foul whistled on St. James. 46-39, the lead swells to 7. Comes at the 5.5-minute mark of this fourth quarter. St. James has led by 8 points 3 different times in this game. Potosi came back to take the lead. But now it's St. James on the rail by 7. Only one team foul on each one of these squads here in this second half. Nice inbounds play. And Portell shakes free for an open 15-footer as she rattles it home. Quickly the other way, some nice passing to set up a layup by Marlott. Couldn't hit it, but the rebound tapped off of Potosi and out of bounds. Stepping out to toss it in, Uffman has it right at the baseline and bounces it in. And then bounces it off the backboard is Harris-Conway. She's got 18. She's right at her season's average now. 48-41. The lead stretches right back to 7. Largest lead of the game has been 8 by St. James, beg your pardon. 48-41. 5 minutes left in the fourth frame. Already had 2 overtime games today. Looked for a moment like this might be another one. We'll wait and see. And now here's a foul. Mid-post, right side. And that was Uffman. Still only the second team foul whistled on the Lady Tigers in this second half. Potosi basketball, they'll put it in play right out of the bucket along the baseline. Checking back in, Emily Gibson. Gibson's had a nice game, not a great game. 6 points for her. She's done some nice things defensively and rebounding the ball as well. Potosi finally lobs it in. They do get it to the middle of the lane, but the shot is missed off the window by Govro. And the ball squirts free to St. James. St. James looking to run with it now. Throw it into the forecourt. And couldn't hang on. Hofstetter was down the floor. Had a chance at it. Couldn't make it happen. 48-41. A 7-point advantage for St. James. Potosi's got the basketball. 4.5 minutes remaining in this fourth quarter. Potosi basketball ahead of the circle. That's Knott. Knott now looks underneath. Everybody covered up. Gibson trying to work free. And they finally do feed it to her. Gibson's got it in the middle of the lane and fouled. Foul goes on Uffman, her third. And it becomes only the third team foul in the second half. 4:24 remaining in this fourth quarter. And it's a 7-point advantage for St. James. Potosi basketball, another very good inbound play. Govro pumps it through from 12. 48-43. Potosi apparently is not going anywhere quite yet. Allie Keene in the right corner. Swing it to the head of the circle. Harris Conway. She works it to the left side. Perona drives it in. Gets it deep underneath Harris Conway. Got too deep off the underside of the basket, and I think Gibson had a little something to do with that as well. Gibson comes out of the pack, pushes it down the floor. Pulls up at that right wing, dribble weave handoff, and now on the right wing outside of the arc, Portel heads it back to the top of the key for Gibson. Gibson drives it in and misplays it. Ball on the deck. Is it out of bounds? Is it a tie-up? It's out of bounds, and it's off of Gibson, and St. James has it back. Glenn, I think we've got an awesome third-place game coming up. I really thought those top four teams, no matter how it turned out, I thought the third-place and championship games on the boys' side were going to be great either way, but I really like that Perryville-Crystal City matchup.
Both teams got to guard for a letdown because they're not playing in the championship, but if they're both playing at their best, we're going to see a good one between the Hornets and the Pirates.
Both teams certainly have pride, we know that, and there's Perona, as Perona has her first score of the game. Emily Perona averaging 4 points per game. That's her first two in this one. 50-43 the score. St. James on top by 7. Now we have seen some three-point acumen by this Potosi ball club. They can come back in a hurry when they're playing well. And there's Govro slicing down the right side of the lane once again. Bounces it off the window. Averages 10 on the year. She's got 10 in this one. And it's still just a 5-point game, 50-45. 3 minutes to play in regulation. I think Marlett thought about a three right there. Thought better of it. Hands it off to Hofstetter and got it right back. Now over to the right wing. Keene's outside of the arc. To the top of the key. Hofstetter. Look high-low. Play it into Harris Conway. Kick it right back outside. And there's Hofstetter trying to attack once again. Quickly down underneath. Turnaround jumper by Harris Conway. She's hit a few of those tough ones, but misses that one. And now Potosi's got a chance to make it a one-possession ball game. Drive down the floor. Gibson turns a 360 and rattles it home. Gibson's got 8 points. And once again, a 3-point contest. 50-47. St. James trying to hang on here. 2.5 minutes remaining in regulation. It's a one-possession ball game, and Potosi has hit 6 threes in this game. You know they can step outside of the arc and pump those in again. The ball on the deck and stolen by the Lady Trojans. We're working the other way, and Harris Conway slow to get up. Potosi driving it down the floor. That's Gibson, and she turns it over. That's the one thing that has really kept Potosi behind in this game, the turnovers. They've hit shots, they've rebounded well, but they've turned the ball over. And now St. James has it with a 3-point advantage. 150 remaining in the fourth. Between the circles, Marlett dribbles with it. Looks inside, nobody there. Now to Hofstetter. Hofstetter looks for the high-low. Doesn't like that one to Perona on the left wing. Perona pops it back out to the top of the key to Keene. 1:35 remaining in the fourth. 50-47 in our girls' third-place game. St. James leading Potosi. Over to the right wing, Perona has it outside of the arc. Guarded tightly, and now a timeout by the St. James Lady Tigers. We'll step aside with them. 1:27 remaining in the fourth quarter. 50-47. St. James the lead and the ball. And we'll tell you more on the other side of this 1-minute pause on Super Talk 800 KREI.
Where you always get a sweet deal.
Hi, this is Doug Ruther. 20 years ago in December, Ruther Ford opened its first Ford dealership. And as we look ahead to 2012, we're going to make this the best year ever. We're going to have 20-year anniversary specials all year long, but let's not wait.
Where you always get a sweet deal. Ruther Ford. Ruther.com.
Right now in December, you can get a new 2012 Ford Focus for $18,659. Or how about a new 2012 Ford Escape for only $21,495? Or how about a new 2012 Ford Fusion SE for $21,121? Those prices include all rebates. See us at Ruther Ford for details. We're celebrating our 20th year serving you. We're Ruther Ford off I-55 at the Herculaneum exit.
Where you always get a sweet deal. Ruther Ford. Ruther.com.
Chad Speaker, Glenn Johnson here. Kathy Capias back in the studio. Jack Sadler sitting right beside as well, providing our video here today. We'll have video of all 4 ball games on KREI or J98 Web TV. Just go to MyMoInfo.com and you can find your way there. So thanks for joining us in a whole bunch of different varieties today. 50-47, we've got a great third-place game here in the girls' side of the bracket. St. James leads by 3 with the basketball. St. James Seeing some stern pressure by this Potosi defense coming all the way out the floor to meet him. That's Uffman right of the lane. Uffman dribbles it back between the circles with 70 seconds remaining in regulation. Bounces to the right wing. Marlett has it outside of the arc and fouled by Osbar. Osbar's first personal, 5'7" senior. Now, if this is the strategy you want to employ, they really needed to start it a long time ago. They only had one team foul before that one. And if they hope to put St. James on the line really at all with time left in the game, they're going to have to foul now and repeatedly. But they're not fouling right now, and the clock continues to wind down. Over to the left wing, that's Hofstetter outside of the arc. Good aggressive defense that time by Gibson, and really not a bad idea there. Be as aggressive as you can for a steal. If you foul, well, that's the cost of doing business, and eventually you might put them at the line.
Exactly. Try to get that turnover if you can, but if not, you're going to get the foul. That's what you need to do anyway, but just 3 fouls apiece right now for these two teams.
Just a couple of minutes ago, there was one foul on each team. The cleanest half of basketball perhaps I've ever seen. 46 seconds remaining in regulation, and now there's a break opportunity, but I think a smart play right there by Marlett. She said, I could either push it and maybe get a layup, or I can bring it back out, force the foul, keep possession, and keep the lead at 50-47. I think it's a pretty heady play by a freshman.
Marlett had Harris Conway streaking, decided to keep it and just be safe right now, eat some more time off the clock.
So 4 team fouls whistled on Potosi, and another timeout by Brad Conway and the St. James Lady Tigers. We'll step aside with them. 40 seconds remaining in regulation. 50-47, St. James leading Potosi. We'll tell you more in a minute right here on Super Talk 800 KREI.
Creative Touch Awards and Gifts on Highway 32 in St. Genevieve is the place to go for all your silk screen, embroidery, trophies, and awards. If you need that personalized gift that is sure to be one of a kind, or you need to honor and acknowledge a special person, go to Creative Touch Awards and Gifts with 9 years of experience just west of Flegas Equipment, Highway 32 in St. Genevieve. Their number 573-883-3846.
Goggins Drilling has been serving the Parkland and beyond for over a half a century. They have a reputation for quality work that comes with over 50 years of satisfying their customers. Goggins Drilling offers sales and service on all water pumps and are on the leading edge of ground source heating systems. See Goggins Drilling for contract drilling or call 431-2450. Goggins Drilling, when you want more than just a hole in the ground.
This is smart. You know, you still got time left. Then I looked at the fouls because I had just gotten back here, and I was like, oh, my God, they only had 3 when I sat down and 1 when you were talking about it. That's just crazy.
So St. James does get it in play, and Gina Davis fouls that time. She's got her second personal. Be as aggressive as you can, ladies. Try to get that steal, and if not, foul quickly. That's the message that Lauren Sharp sending to her team. First year for Lauren Sharp, and a nice start for her at 7-4 coming into this ball game, and another quick reach that time. This whistle on Osbar, her second.
Coach Sharp, a former SEMO basketball player, standout. She's originally from Ohio. This is her first year taking over for Kurt Finley, who did a great job last year with this Potosi team, and she's doing a good job, too, in her first year.
Lob it into the backcourts. No foul. And now finally the reach and the foul on Morgan Knott. So Uffman goes to the free throw line, a 71% foul shooter on the year. And tonight, 6 for 7. Pretty good stuff.
Well, Potosi's played some good teams this year and hasn't let any of them run away with them. St. Genevieve only beat them by 10, but that game was closer than that in the final minutes of that game. It was close all the way through. And now the top seed, St. James, who is without one of their best players for maybe the rest of the year, and Potosi's hanging right with them, too. It's been impressive watching them play and play hard.
MJ Bushman talked with her before the ball game and had the surgery as the free throw goes through by Uffman and said, can you come back this year? And she said, they told me 10 weeks, which would be right at the end of the season. So she's hopeful that she could do something before the end of the year. Uffman hit the first, hit the second as well. 13 for her, and she is now 8 for 9 from the free throw line. 52-47. The margin is 5. And the lob, great catch down underneath there by Potosi's Jordan Govro. And she's going to the free throw line. So if you're Potosi, that's exactly what you want. Get it deep. Now stop the clock and head to the free throw line.
When I saw that pass, I thought it was going out of bounds and end hopes for Potosi. But she made a great catch. Chance for 2 here, and you got to make them both.
Govro sends the first up. Missed it. Jordan's first free throw attempt of the evening. Averages 10 on the year. She's got 10 in this one. And for St. James, it's Karina Anselm checking in.
You know, going back to Bushman, if they can get her back in it for a district run, they'll be a tough out in the playoffs.
I think so, too. They're a nice-looking ball club. Both free throws missed, but Potosi grabs a hold of the rebound, and Emily Gibson. I think she got that foul called on the floor, though. But a great rebound by Gibson.
Still 19 seconds left. You'd rather hit the 2 free throws, but now you've got your chance still at another bucket with a little bit of time left. You just got to make every opportunity count right now late in the game.
Chazelle and Davis each have 3 threes apiece and look great doing it as well. Popping out to grab it this time is Govro, though. And now they shoot a long three-pointer. That one almost dropped through. It was online by Portel, but just a little bit short. And now it's going to take something extra special for Potosi to come back in this one. Potosi trailed by 8 points 3 times in the first half, managed to come back and take the lead, and then St. James looked like they had the last good push left in them in this one. 52-47, a 5-point advantage for St. James. And at the free throw line, the Lady Tigers, Ashley Marlett. Here's the first one for her, and nothing but nylon. 12 points for Marlett. Averages under 5 per game, but the freshman has pumped in 12 tonight. We've got the championship game yet coming on the girls' side. The boys' third-place game is next, and then we'll finish up with the boys' title game tonight as well. Lead is 7 now, 54-47. 10 seconds to go in our ball game, and Potosi tries to navigate down this near sideline and turns it over. So 54-47. St. James came in as the number 1 seed, and they've been really challenged in every game. Lost by 1 in the semi to Central, won by 10, as Glenn mentioned, in that opener, and Potosi really tested them here in the third-place game as well. But now it goes final, and St. James victorious, 54-47.